folding cover assembly, driver and passenger side rails, 2 drain tubes, and a rolled bulkhead seal. Also included is the hardware you'll need for the installation. You'll also need a 1/2-inch socket wrench, a pair of scissors, cleaning alcohol, and rag. Okay, let's get started. The first step is to carefully place the driver's side rail on the truck bed and push it into place firmly against the bulkhead, noting that the drain spout goes in front toward the cab. Note each rail has sections marked where the clamps are to be placed. Now, place a clamp on the center of the bed rail. Push up into the slot as far up as it can go, engaging with the top lip of the rail. Ensure the top edge of the mounting rail is even with the top of the bed cap. Now, snug up the clamp using your 1/2-inch wrench, but do not tighten completely at this point. Install the remaining 2 clamps on this rail. Now it's time to attach the drain hoses to each side of the rails by pressing them into place. Then route the hoses out through the manufacturer's bed plugs. If you have a drop-in plastic bed liner, simply run the drain tubes behind or under the liner. Now repeat these steps for the passenger side rail. If your truck doesn't have a bed liner, the next step will be to install the bulkhead seal. Wipe down the painted surface with alcohol before applying. Start at the one edge of the bed rail cap and run it along the top of the bulkhead to the other bed rail cap. Again, if your truck has a drop-in bed liner, you can skip this step. Trim as necessary. Now carefully set the cover assembly onto the bulkhead. Tilt it as you position so the front flap is laying flat and overlapping the bulkhead with no gap. Be sure the assembly is centered between the rails and then let it fall gently into place. This step is crucial to ensure proper weatherproofing. Now, carefully unfold the cover so it is fully extended and centered side to side and front to back on the truck bed. Be sure the latches on both sides are engaging with the cover mounting rail. When aligned correctly, each panel will snap into place on the rails as you close the cover. Test the rear latching assembly for smooth operation. If this works well, the cover is positioned correctly, and the tailgate should close easily. Now it's time to secure the cover assembly to the side rails. Carefully fold the cover back up to the open position. Pull the release cables on each panel to release it from the side rail. Take care to fold it gently so the aligned position of the cover is not disturbed. Next, tighten all the side clamps with your 1/2-inch wrench. Do not over-tighten. Now, gather the 4 retainer clamps and loosen the assembly to allow for the top of the carriage bolts to slide into the tracks mounted on the underside of the panel closest to the cab. There are 2 tracks on each side, making 4 total. Slide the first bolt into the track. Then, push the hooked section of the clamp forward to engage with the top lip on the side rail. Tighten up using the star knob, but do not over-tighten. Install the remaining retainer clamps, then tighten them all. This completes the install of your Gator EFX cover. For additional